The first rule of survival is the hardest to swallow. Trust no one. Forget the campfire stories of strangers helping each other. In a crisis, the social contract dissolves. Humans become opportunistic. Your carefully gathered resources look a lot like a free meal to someone else. Prolonged stress triggers fight or flight, and you can't predict who will do what. So the default setting is suspicion. This isn't paranoia, it's a baseline for self-preservation. This distrust must extend to nature itself. That crystal clear stream looks life-saving, but it's a gamble. Untreated water is a leading killer, not from dehydration, but from diseases like giardiasis or cholera that will incapacitate you faster than any predator. The rule of 3 states you can last 3 days without water, but one sip of the wrong water can take you out of the fight in hours. Boiling is the gold standard. There are no shortcuts. And fire. Think fire is your best friend? It's a beacon for everything trying to kill you. It signals your location to anyone or anything for miles. While you need it for warmth and cooking, you must learn to hide it. A Dakota fire hole, an underground pit, minimizes smoke and conceals the flame. Fire is a tool, not a comfort blanket, and every tool has a risk. Temperature is the silent killer that fire is meant to combat. It doesn't roar like a bear, it seeps into your bones. Hypothermia begins with shivering, but quickly moves to confusion and drowsiness. You simply fall asleep and never wake up. Hyperthermia is just as insidious, starting with weakness and nausea before progressing to organ failure. Knowing the early signs isn't optional. It's the difference between a minor inconvenience and a fatal error. When your tools fail, your gear gets lost, and your fire goes out, there is one thing left: your body. It is your only real weapon, your ultimate multi-tool. Physical fitness isn't about aesthetics. It's about having the endurance to walk all day or the strength to build a shelter. Self-defense isn't about winning a fair fight. There are no fair fights. It's about creating an opening to escape. A simple palm strike to the nose or a kick to the groin can provide that 1 second you need. But your body also communicates with you, and you have to listen to its language.
Pain is information, not punishment. That dull ache in your side, the redness around a cut, these are critical alerts. Ignoring an injury or hoping an infection will just go away is a death sentence. You must address every small issue before it becomes a catastrophic failure of your biological systems. And the most critical system of all is your brain, which brings us to another non-negotiable rule. Sleep is not optional. After 24 hours without sleep, cognitive impairment is equivalent to having a blood alcohol content of 0.1%. Your decision-making collapses. You'll make simple, fatal mistakes. Establishing a safe, defensible place to rest for even a few hours is as vital as finding water. This is where the true battle is fought, not in the wilderness, but in the 6 inches of space between your ears. Your worst enemy is you. Panic short-circuits rational thought. Fear paralyzes you. These are not just feelings, they are chemical reactions that can be managed. Techniques like tactical breathing can slow your heart rate and bring clarity. Breaking down an overwhelming problem, like being lost, into small, manageable goals, like find a water source, keeps your mind from collapsing. This is why hope is a resource that must be rationed. Blind hope leads you to drink from that contaminated stream because you hope it's clean. It makes you trust the stranger because you hope they're good. Hope must be disciplined. It needs to be a motivator, not a delusion. Verify information, test your assumptions, and stay grounded in the brutal reality of your situation. This entire mental game is played on a field of stealth. You are now part of the food chain, either predator or prey. And in that world, noise is death. Every snapped twig, every cough, every clanking piece of gear is a broadcast of your position. You must train yourself to move deliberately, heel to toe, rolling your foot to minimize sound. Practice noise discipline until silence becomes your natural state. Just as critical is your scent. It's a signature, an invisible trail you leave everywhere. Predators, both animal and human, have noses far more sensitive than yours. You have to erase that signature. This means washing with unscented soap if you have it, or rubbing dirt and pine needles on your clothes to blend your smell with the environment.
It means being aware of the wind direction at all times, ensuring your scent is carried away from where you're headed. Stay away from strong-smelling foods. Scent control is a constant, conscious effort. This mindset of evasion extends to your behavior. Routine is a death pattern. If you collect water from the same spot at the same time every day, you've just created a perfect ambush point for an observer. Vary your routes, vary your schedule, become unpredictable. Predictability is a vulnerability that will be exploited. This principle makes any interaction, like barter, a form of warfare. You're not just trading goods, you're trading information. Revealing what you have and what you need can make you a target. Every exchange must be carefully calculated for risk versus reward. So what's the one thing you should hoard? It's not food, it's not gear, it's not ammunition. Hoard knowledge. Supplies can be stolen, lost, or consumed, but the knowledge of how to build a shelter, how to find north, how to treat a wound, that weighs nothing and can never be taken from you. It's the ultimate survival tool. And this brings us to the final, most complex rule, the one that ties everything together. Lone wolves die. This seems to fly in the face of the first rule, trust no one, but it's not a contradiction, it's the final exam. You don't build friendships, you build invisible alliances. Discrete networks based on mutual benefit and specialized skills, not on blind faith. You find the person who knows how to fish, and you trade that skill for your knowledge of medicinal plants. It's quiet, cautious, and functional. You're not a team, you are assets to one another, mitigating individual weaknesses without the vulnerability of a large, visible group. Survival isn't a test of strength. It's a science of brutal choices and constant adaptation. It's about mastering your own psychology and understanding the cold calculus of risk. It's a relentless, minute-by-minute battle of information where the prize isn't victory, but simply one more sunrise.